laid to rest. Many honor his notable legacy. UTT AMIS shines, generates billions in profit.
Helped us grow and reach more investors is investments in technology.
Veteran musician Kikii dies at 77. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Nasa Kingo. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages at TBC Online. We start here in Dar es Salaam, where the Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has led Tanzanian citizens and various government leaders in the burial ceremony of the late former Executive Secretary of the Planning Commission, Lawrence Mafuru, in Dar es Salaam. The passing of the late Lawrence Mafuru leaves behind a legacy that will endure in the hearts and minds of those who knew him and the nation he served. Here's a report prepared by Erima Buma, read by Faithan Gaga.
The burial ceremony here at Konda Cemetery in Tegeta, Dar es Salaam, which has been attended by various government leaders, including the former president, Dr. Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete. At the ceremony, the family members pay their last respect, followed by various government leaders, including the Prime Minister, Kassim Majaliwa, and others. Earlier, funeral mass service of the late Lawrence Mafuru took place at Seventh-day Adventist Church, Magomeni.
Mafuru ameacha familia iliyo stable.
Mafuru has left a stable family. The children are studying well, but the family's economy remains stable. Mafuru's social media is full of wisdom and constructive content. You can find tabloid content on Mafuru's social media platforms. He always provides facts.
A total of 134 million shillings and $6,000 were donated to complete the construction of the church in honor of the late Lawrence Mafuru.
The Executive Director of the Unit Trust of Tanzania, UTT AMIS, Mutual Investment Funds, Simon Migangala, says UTT has earned an average profit of 250 billion Tanzanian shillings for the financial year 2023-2024, with the liquidity growing to 2.2 trillion shillings compared to 1.5 trillion liquidity in the previous year. He revealed the profit in Dar es Salaam in the fund's shareholders' general meeting, asserting that conducive investment policies and the use of technology have been key to the increase of profit.
Performance has been very good. In terms of returns to investors, all the funds have provided returns in excess of 12%, some going up to 14% per annum, so which is actually very attractive returns. For those who do invest, will make investments in financial markets, these are very, very attractive returns. So we are really very energized about the future, and we are looking forward to, doing more in the capital market. But of course, one of the drivers that has helped us grow and reach more investors is investments in technology. Of course, increasing public awareness on investments in collective investment schemes.
On the other hand, the UTT AMIS board chairperson, Faustin Kamzola, says UTT will continue to spread relevant awareness on investment opportunities to help Tanzanians invest wisely. UTT AMIS has a joint of 6 joint investment funds with an estimated 400,000 investors, which is equal to 40% of all investors invested in the capital markets. Veteran Tanzanian musician Boniface Kikumbi Mwanza Mpango, well known as King Kikii, has passed away in early hours of today, Friday 15th, after a prolonged battle with liver cancer. Some people close to late Kikumbi say the society should continue to honor his work as he has left an everlasting mark in the nation through dance and rumba music. Here's a report prepared by Hussein Shafi, read by Faithan Gaga.
Tanzania has lost one of the key pioneers of dance and rumba music, who is well known for his hit song, Kitambaa Cheupe. His death leaves a void in the music industry. Thousands inside and outside the country are mourning.
We shall miss his contribution in the society, in his presence. I was here even yesterday to greet him before he passed.
His fellow artists are also mourning. They say they will remember his music and talent.
We have done songs together. I'm devastated, honestly. I cannot even talk. I have never seen any wrongdoing of the late King Kikii.
The loss of this legendary musician has touched even the president of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. The family spokesperson gives a sad story following his loss.
It was 1:10 at night. We tried to feed him and he could not eat. Eventually, he passed away. We shall lay him to rest on Monday, since we Catholics don't do burials on Sundays.
The world of music has lost a legend and a music guru. We are left with his music that will continue to live with us.
Definitely a sad day for the music cycles in Tanzania. The Minister of Finance, Mwigulu Nchemba, calls on the governments, the private sectors and development partners to support the clean cooking energy agenda for Africa's broader energy transition pathways. Here are more details.
Nchemba made the call while closing a meeting on the importance of clean cooking energy on behalf of the Vice President of Tanzania, Dr. Philip Mpango, on the sidelines of the ongoing 29th Conference of Parties, COP29, to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change Conference in Baku, Azerbaijan.
With this architecture and financing mechanism under the convention to support the mobilization of stable and long-term financing at scale of investment, indeed, we need developed countries to combat the climate crisis. Excellencies, the global shocks, as it has been spoken during COP28, informed that there is a slow pace in meeting the Paris Agreement commitment in mobilizing $100 billion by 2020. The last, and as it was said, developed countries in Africa face climate finance gap of around $60 billion per year. Unless these are addressed, they will not be able to implement their climate actions, including national development plans and the national determined contributions under Paris Agreement.
Nchemba adds that it is imperative for African countries to work on the policies that encourage the use of clean energy technologies for cooking and allocate sufficient funds to support agenda, especially those most affected by the climate change. The Conference on Clean Cooking Energy was organized by Tanzania in collaboration with the African Union AU and the African Energy Commission in Baku, Azerbaijan.
Deputy Minister of Transport David Kihenzile says in the past 1 year, Tanzania has already received 4 airline companies ready to use the Mourning International Airport. He made the remarks while receiving the Skyward Express airline from Kenya, who was set to operate its fleet with Mourning International Airport, insisting that the company will increase the business competition in the country, hence improve quality of services and boost regional cooperation.
Tulipokea shirika la ndege la Zambia.
We received the Zambian Airways, which started its operations in the country. The increase of these aviation companies will increase the number of passengers. It will also stimulate business and competitiveness in the aviation sector. I think we all agree that the arrival of this airline symbolizes the success of us. All together, we have the responsibility to cooperate and enable this airline to operate well on our airport.
On the other hand, the representative of the Minister of Transport of Kenya, Hamas Omar Hassan, says African airline companies are bound to play a pivotal role in connecting the region and the continent.
As Africans have a responsibility to connect our countries through various modes of transport, I congratulate Skyward Express for all they have done to connect the people of Africa.
This flight symbolizes not just our expansion, but also our dedication to enhancing regional connectivity and fostering economic growth in East Africa.
Saudi and Air France Airlines has started using the Julius Nyerere International Airport in 2023, while the Zambian airline will commence its operations in 2024, making the number of foreign airlines reaching 24. Remaining in Dar es Salaam, the Vice Chancellor of Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences, MUHAS, Professor Polinari Kamuhabwa, says the government has allocated 113 billion Tanzanian shillings to the university, aiming to improve further the health education in Tanzania. He made the remarks during the signing ceremony between the university and contractors awarded a 50.3 billion Tanzanian shillings contract, which will be used to improve university's infrastructure in the Mloganzila campus. Emmanuel Samuel was there and has prepared the following report.
The signing ceremony marks the beginning of the mega projects that aim at bringing major reforms in the health sector in the country.
We are very happy for this project because, as you know, if you look at Mloganzila, the first infrastructure that is available that we constructed at Muhimbili University is the Mloganzila Hospital, which is already operating. Now we have the Center for Cardiovascular Sciences. So those are the two facilities that are on this land. So construction of these facilities through the ET project, this is a step forward for developing Mloganzila campus into a medical city.
On the other hand, Professor Kamuhabwa urged the contractors to work professionally and the outcome to exhibit value for money, while the deputy coordinator of the project, Dr. Nathan Cyril, highlights key areas that will be touched with the project.
We are constructing ICT and library building that can accommodate 550 people at a time. So we are keen that through the HIT project from the construction and the revised 105 curricula, which I reported, as you may have heard, will really bring an impact to link the health sector to the economic transformation.
One of the local contractors awarded the contract thanks the government of Tanzania for recognizing the contribution of the local contractors in development projects, while one of the MUHAS students expressed his expectations from the project.
We are very much happy to see that a lot of projects are coming ongoing, so we are thankful to the government of Tanzania, MUHAS, and also it's under the HIT project. What we are expecting is to deliver work on time with the high quality standards, and inshallah, with God's blessing, we are going to try our level best.
For us as the students at Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Science, we believe this project will help us a lot during our teaching and the rotation, especially during our clinical studies.
According to the deputy coordinator, Dr. Nathan Cyril, the project is expected to be completed by June 2026. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Emmanuel Samuel, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel Samuel, for that report. The 6th General Assembly of the Association of African Public Service Commissions was held in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, recently, and offered an opportunity for African Public Service Commissions to collaborate and share ideas on enhancing public services. Here are more details.
The primary objective of the conference was to foster collaboration among African public service commissions and to share best practices aimed at improving public service delivery. Key points discussed during the assembly included the need for governments to create environments that support the use of technology in public services. Adequate funding and training for public servants are crucial for success, and building trust with citizens regarding new technologies is essential for effective public service. These were the sentiments shared during a briefing by the chairperson of the Public Service Commission, Salman Jacobs.
The conference in the General Assembly provided an opportunity for participants to share experiences, expectations, challenges, best practices, and reform proposals aimed at driving transformations in public service delivery through innovation and technology.
The conference emphasized the vital role of innovation and technology in enhancing the efficiency, effectiveness of public services, and provided a platform for participants to discuss strategies for adapting to new trends and to promote a citizen-centric approach in public service, ensuring that the needs of the people are effectively met.
There is a need for continuous ways in which we as governments must try to strengthen ways in which we are doing this service delivery. And governments must continuously also collaborate amongst themselves to ensure that they make use of the resources at their disposal to learn from one another.
As local government elections in Tanzania near, we continue with our series on Your Leader. And tonight we explore the crucial role of local government leadership in fostering a vibrant space for technology and innovation. Now TBC News talks to Jumanne Mtambalike, CEO of Sahara Ventures, who shares his insights on how stakeholders in the tech and innovation sectors can make informed decisions when electing local government leaders to nurture the industry's growth.
When you look at the innovation landscape, local government plays a very critical role because most of the innovation, especially in Africa, is emerged from grassroots and rural communities. And those innovations are the one actually touches most of the people at a grassroots level. So I think it's extremely important to find a way to support those innovators. And some of the ways we can be able to support those innovators include the available funds that are targeting young people and women, especially at the local government. If we could strategically find a way to channel them toward grassroots innovators, it can be a very good way to support innovation at the local government level. The other thing which is very important, most of the local government authorities, they own buildings and community spaces. If some of these buildings and community spaces can be dedicated for young innovators, especially within specific municipalities and cities, as well as wards to be used by innovators and young entrepreneurs, that can be a very good way for local government authorities to support innovation at the rural and also at the community level.
Now, let's take a look at one of our biggest stories tonight. President Samia is next week expected to take part in the 2024 G20 Leaders Summit in Rio de Janeiro by invitation of the Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, the invitation will enhance Tanzania's global profile and accelerate achievement of country's development goals. To understand more on her visit to Brazil, we are joined by the Ambassador of Tanzania to Brazil, Professor Adela Dus Kilangi.
This is a G20 meeting. It's a meeting of the most wealthy and richest countries in the world, and it will take place from the 18th to the 19th of November 2024 in the city of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The meeting has its main theme as building a just world and a sustainable planet. And under this main theme, there are about 3 sub-themes, which are social inclusion and the fight against hunger and poverty, and also reform of global governance institutions, and also sustainable development and energy transitions. So these are sub-themes to the main theme. Now, as we know, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, has received an invitation from the chairperson of the G20, currently President Inácio Lula da Silva, President of the Federative Republic of Brazil, to attend in this particular meeting. And indeed, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, will be attending. One might ask, what are the reasons for the invitation extended to President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan? There are several reasons. The first is that Tanzania is known to be one of the champions in the fight for justice and equity in the world, but also one of the champions in the fight against hunger and poverty. And these are some of the themes in the conference. But secondly, we know that Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, has an initiative in the form of clean cooking. So she has been propagating this clean cooking agenda. And as I've said in the first reason, this clean cooking agenda resonates very well with one of the themes of the conference, which is sustainable development and energy transitions. The third reason could be the fact that Tanzania is known to be a very active participant in the global stage and in the global affairs. And fourthly, it could be the reason that that is because we have and we enjoy excellent relations between Tanzania and Brazil, diplomatically and in many other spheres. Now, definitely, we cannot participate as a country if we do not anticipate any benefits. And I think the following are some of the benefits that Tanzania stands to benefit or to gain in its participation in this conference. The first will be an opportunity for Tanzania's voice to be heard, because Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, will have an opportunity to speak in one or two of the sessions of the conference. But secondly, this will be an opportunity to formally join the global coalition against hunger and poverty. There is this coalition.
Of Tanzania to Brazil, Professor Kilangi joining us from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, talking about next week's President Samia's visit to Brazil to attend the 2024 G20 summit. Now, just in case you missed any one of our stories, remember, you can always go back to our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and watch anytime, anywhere. Now, let's take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And now let's join Lulu Mohammed with all the latest in international news.
The government said it will not help the illegal miners inside a disused mine in the country's northwest province. The miners in the shaft are believed to be suffering from a lack of food, water, and other basic necessities after police closed off the entrances used to transport supplies underground. This latest strategy aims to force illegal miners to return to the surface and face arrest. In the past few weeks, more than 1,000 miners have emerged from various mines in the northwest. According to an estimate by a mining industry body, illegal gold mining costs South Africa's government and industry hundreds of millions of dollars annually in lost sales, taxes, and royalties. Leftist coalition has achieved a landslide victory in snap elections, delivering a Marxist-leaning leader a powerful mandate to ease punishing austerity measures in the crisis-stricken nation. According to the Election Commission, turnout in Thursday's vote was about 65%, less than in September's presidential election, when nearly 80% of eligible voters cast a ballot. And Chinese President Xi Jinping has arrived in Peru for an Asia-Pacific summit where he will meet U.S. counterpart Joe Biden. Biden and Xi Jinping are due to hold a bilateral on Saturday. APEC ministers, including U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, held their own meeting behind closed doors in Lima on Thursday to set the tone for the two-day summit to follow.
Muhammad for the international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, it's a defining moment for young Africans as the team has announced Sid Ramovic as head coach to replace sacked Miguel Gamondi in immediate effect after the back-to-back defeat in the ongoing Tanzania Premier League matches. Coach Ramovic will take charge in training ahead to CAF Champions League clash against Sudan champions Al Hilal on November 25th and ongoing Tanzania Premier League. At the same time, the Tanzania Football Federation, TFF, has banned Gamondi for 3 matches to serve on the sideline after indiscipline displayed during the match against Singida Black Stars. That's the biggest story of the day in sports news here in Tanzania. And that's the sports news. Now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Good evening. I'm Desderi Moses from Tanzania Meteorological Authority, here with your latest weather update starting at 9 p.m. tonight. Windy patterns are showing the persistence of moderate wind speed over almost the entire country, and rainfall models are showing the presence of rainfall signals, especially over Lake Victoria Basin region. Over the western part of our country, southern part of Tanzania, coastal regions over the coastal strip of the Indian Ocean, as well as over the northeastern highlands regions. And tonight, dear viewers, it is our expectation that partly cloud condition, thunder showers over a few areas is expected over Lake Victoria Basin regions, as well as over Kigoma, Tabora, and the Katavi regions, while the remaining part of our country is expected to be mainly dry. Tomorrow, dear viewers, cloud condition, thunder showers over a few areas and sun periods is expected over Lake Victoria Basin regions. This weather is also expected to be featured over the western part of our country along Kigoma, Tabora, and the Katavi region. Tanga, together with Unguja and Pemba ISOs, are expected to feature rain showers over a few areas and sun periods. High grounds of northeastern highlands is expected to feature light rain showers over a few areas and sun periods. This weather is also expected to be featured over Ruvuma region. Over Lindi and Mtwara regions, light rain showers is also expected over these areas, as well as over Dar es Salaam and the Pwani region, including Mafia ISOs. The remaining part of our country is expected to be mainly dry. Now, let us have a look at the weather forecast for the next 4 days for some regions in our country. Light rain is expected over Dar es Salaam the next 4 days. Over Dodoma, a light rain together with sun periods is also expected to be featured. While over Mbeya region, the lowest minimum temperature is expected to be 15 degrees Celsius. Over Mwanza regions in the Lake Victoria Basin, thunder showers is expected. While over Kilimanjaro region, light rain showers is expected in the next 4 days, as well as over Morogoro region, where light and sun periods is also expected. For Arusha region, light rain is expected in the next 4 days. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, until next time, good night.
That's TMA with a forecast. And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingu, and we wish you a good night.
Unaangalia TBC1.